It was an oasis of wonder and magic. It was where Dales folk got their very first wide-eyed glimpse of the world outside. And for many a country lad and lass, holding hands in the dark, it was where relationships were forged that would last them the rest of their lives. I'm talking about the Dales Cinema, once a familiar sight in many a remote village, but now mostly a distant memory. It may have been a flea pit by modern standards, but to past generations it was a palace of dreams in an otherwise down-to-earth world. Most of them disappeared with the growth of television, but now, surprisingly, they're making a comeback. And when I went to see one in the process of restoration at Leyburn in Wensleydale, I was delighted to meet a father and daughter who, between them, were able to turn the cinema clock back through most of this century.
Let's see, it would be about 1920. I had a notice printed on a field below the church there, site for the cinema. And Lord Bolton, who owned the land, was advised that it would be not very nice to have a building like that next so close to the church. So he refused to carry the sale through. It took me 5 years to buy this field.
Did the church object?
Oh, no.
Connie, you were the usherette. What was it like in those days?
Great fun. I loved it. I used to work hard at home, but it was work, but relaxation, and I loved the films. I adored the films. Some of them were awful, and I didn't particularly like westerns, and I didn't particularly like musicals. They were the films that kept the audience quiet. So that was my opportunity to have a little snooze on the double back seat. And one eye open and both ears open, but closed to what was going on the screen. Once was enough of some films for me, but others, I watched them right through, the whole lot. 4 shows.
And what did people come for? Did they all come to watch the films, or did some of them come just to sit in the back and do their courting?
Well, I suppose it would be a bit of that. We had twin seats at the back, 4 twin seats. And usually they were booked for all the time, nearly every show.
If I tell you that sometimes the entertainment on the back seats was better than the one on the screen, then I think that probably answers that question for you. Does it?
But that was part of your...
Was that what you meant?
I think it must have been, but that was part of your job, wasn't it, to sort of curb the entertainment in the back seats and get them to watch what was going on the screen?
Well, yes, I suppose it was supposed to be my job, but I don't think anybody can say that I interfered too much with that. I didn't, actually, because, like I say, it was sometimes more interesting than the screen.
There wasn't just the film, of course. I mean, apparently you showed the Grand National once a year.
Oh, yes.
You're right in the middle of horse racing country here.
Yes, there came somebody belonging to the trainers or owners or something from Midland, really, and I had a movie-tone news, and I said, well, I'll run the film for you if you'll come along out of cinema hours, see, in the afternoon. And they did, and brought their friends too. And I am told that I didn't charge anything.
That free day they had the show for nothing, and I had more on that day given to me, handouts, pound notes here, pound notes there, than the whole year's wages. And it used to just save my bacon, did that sometimes, that lovely big sum of money all in one go.
Then gradually they stayed away, sitting in their own seats in front of the fire and watching their telly. And I said, well, That must be the end of it very shortly, although I did book every coloured film that I could, every one. And of course we had the CinemaScope, we enlarged the screen to just about fill this, the stage.
Everybody who came really loved cinema, but I don't think it'll ever come back like it was before, because of television, I suppose. It's a pity, and I'd rather go to cinema as watch television. I suppose it's like football at Wembley and dog shows at Crufts, if you like. You don't get that at home, do you? Sitting in front of television, even if you've got a load of friends in to watch something special, you don't get that atmosphere.
Happy times, and I'm pleased to tell you that since my visit, the elite has been completely restored and is now doing brisk business with a whole new generation of Dale's youngsters. But in the process, the glory days have not been forgotten. Well, it's time to leave the back of the stalls now